All right, how we doing, Central Georgia? We are getting down to the end of this national championship in Indianapolis. It is currently 19-18 Georgia. Back and forth, back-to-back scores. The Dogs went for two, did not get the two-point conversion, so just a single-point Dogs lead with just about 8 minutes to play. This thing was 9-6 Bama at the half. No touchdowns through 30 minutes, just like we drew it up, right? Well, while things got going tonight in Indy, they also got going right here in Macon. As for tonight, we made the trip over to Jags Pizzeria and Pub, where they were just packing them in for the biggest game of the year. Now, the Dogs fans, they haven't put too much stock in that first matchup with Bama a month ago, because let's be real, Alabama had a lot more on the line in that SEC title game. So coming into tonight, the confidence still high as ever.
I went into that game knowing if Georgia could have lost that game by 40 and still made the playoffs. So it's like, you got Nick Saban with his back against the wall versus a dog team with not as much to play for, you know. So, like, it's an excuse, but, like, I wasn't too torn up because I knew we had another shot. Having the Braves win the World Series, if we can get two after nothing for, 20-some-odd years, it'd be pretty cool.
Now, Bama fans, believe it or not, at least the ones we talked to tonight, tend to agree. Not exactly feeling at ease about this one. More thinking that the SEC Championship was maybe more of the exception than the rule, and all you got to look at is the Tide's struggles during the regular season.
I've watched all of them back and forth with Georgia. That's the only reason I'm worried about this game, because of the history they've had with Georgia the last few years, you know. Both teams have different type of momentums going into the game. I really think Georgia played better in the regular season, to be honest. Alabama had like a bunch of nail biters that they could have lost to teams that weren't even ranked.
And how about this? The last time Georgia was in this championship game, it was the Dogs, and it was their first appearance in the CFP era. And wouldn't you know it, against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Kirby Smart still pretty new in Athens at that time, but the Dogs would come up short 26-23 in overtime. What really sticks out from that one, Georgia's 13-0 halftime lead. Blown halftime leads have certainly become a theme in the Smart-Saban rivalry. Not the case tonight. Well, not the case tonight. We'll get to it in a second. Alabama just 3 of 14 on third down in that game. The Tide playing far from great, but did everything they needed to do and would end up winning another national title. Now tonight, yes, we are into the second half in Indy. Georgia did not lead at halftime, so maybe a good thing for Dogs fans? I don't know, you tell me. Quite the uneventful first half. It's really picked up in the time since. Neither team doing much of anything in the first half, and that included the numbers on third down. Barely edging the Dogs statistically was the Tide in the first half, so not quite through in Indy just yet. 19-18, the Dogs hold a 1-point advantage with 8:02 to play in regulation. So the game not over, but fear not. Marvin has you covered bright and early tomorrow morning, as well as throughout the day, regardless of the result.